Alrighty, Doc here. It is the day of reckoning. Finally, the Federal Reserve will tell us what they're going to do. I don't think anybody has a doubt what they're going to do. They're just going to sit back and not raise rates, and then he'll make overtures about not cutting. Now, probably for the next couple of meetings, I would imagine that's how it's going to play out. And let's get to the chat line. Let's see, right there. All right, let's see. It's popping out. There's commercials and so forth that usually kick out. There we are. And I see Robin there. Hey, Robin. Hey, Mountain. Good morning to both. And so, let's get that going over there. Let's see, where are we at there? Let's get the dollar index up on Chicago Quant. Right there. Still heading down. Still has that, you can't see that there. It has the pressure on it. It's constant little teeny weeny little pressure. This constant little pressure. I don't think there's any other way to describe it. But, and that's what they're going to do is, there's no reason to want to lift the dollar if the interest rates are not going to lift anymore, and if inflation is stuck at this particular spot, and that seems to be the whole shebang, really. So PPI was down 0.3 when they were looking for 0.1. Stock market's acting kind of like it, it's not happy about it. Means, I guess, producer prices are down more than they want, which is supposedly what they want, but at the same time, it's not what they want. The Fed being as schizoid as usual. So it was estimated to be at 0.1%. It's down 0.3%, and the core was down to an estimated 2. So that's not bad. NASDAQ is still up. So is the S&P 500. So, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which started to lead this move just recently. In other words, it was in a weekly sell, and it found a way to get into the weekly buy, and then all of a sudden the market took off like zoom, 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 zoom. We can show you that real quick right here. Let's see, scroll down right there. Yeah, and so the fast moved into the buy right in here. We were in a daily buy from here, and it's been in a daily buy ever since. Went into the daily buy pretty much at this bottoming range right in here. And then and the fast jumped up into the buy. The slow algorithm tried to get going, but it was a little lagged. Last week it went into the buy. Let's grab one of those buys and stick it in there. There's got to be another buy out there somewhere. Come on, you're kidding me. I got to make one? All right, let's make a simple little gray line. And it went into the weekly buy there on the slow-moving algorithm. Boy, when it makes there, that's so much like the most conservative way of, in essence, of trading, in a sense, And depending on the vehicle you're using, I can't guess what everybody's using, but I can give you a good general play on all of it. In other words, show you the fast, where you're short-term trading with options, or derivative, binary type things, and in other words, this one way, this another way. This is like if you're just literally buying the product. That's usually the more confirming of a lazy, good, solid trade. Wins 8.5 out of 10, not bad, that type of thing. So anyhow, there you are. You can see it's the Dow Jones and started this action off. And you know who also started it? It was the Russell 2000. I was telling people that last week. It was starting, or 2 weeks ago now. Russell was taking off a couple weeks ago. There it is. Did the same thing 3 weeks back. It started to get really some legs in it. The fast turned into here. The daily buy is right there, and it just took off, and that's a pretty big move when it comes to the Russell 2000, and that's the most speculative of all the products. In other words, it is $3 billion companies. I think there's even $500 million companies in there. It's like it's just pure speculation type companies that hope someday they become the next Intel or the next Apple computer. And that's what the hope is in that sector. That's what the NASDAQ used to look like. Now the NASDAQ is king of the world. GM on call. Good morning on call. Oh, thank you. Me? Me? Jar Jar Doc? Me so right. All right. I just want one more sip of tea. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. So now, where do we go? Go back to the dollar index. Right. Here, stage right there. And you can see on the dollar index on J4X in particular, it's been just sliding. The yellow is 22. The green is 20. It's is that low or is it lower? It might even be lower. No, I guess it's 20.2. Yeah, it's 20, and the yellow is at 22. It's getting down to the bottom end of the range. You can see here, same situation. We've been in the sell for, this is the 5th day, and the weekly. Look at the fast algorithm breaking down, showing pressure. The daily, could not get any real gumption yet. It's still kind of rolling over on a soft, steady way. We're figuring it to go back down to the 101s or 1 somethings. Jar Jar Doc. Me so smart. Okay. What do we got from here? Right from here, Jar Jar. The next move, I guess you could say, is we'll go over to, let's go to the euro. Put the euro up there and see what. I saw some good news in Europe. I saw it's not a IPO. It wasn't an initial public offering. What it was a private offering that brought in $113 million. It's a stock that's a company that works with AI and so forth, and they got about $113 million in dollars in investment. It's a initial. They have a name for it. Let me think what it is. Let me see. Let me look it up again. They have a name for it, where it's a private offering, public. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's how they kind of like look at it. And so let's see, where's that? There it is. And not that. That's not it. Let's see. No, I don't see it there. I thought I posted it. Let me see if we can find it. One more spot. But it's interesting is that they, the money's starting to come in a little bit there, and they're starting to put some work, money and work together, and that's always nice, Let's see, I'm facing debt service problems. This is why nobody will do anything until too late. All right, where's it at? It was a very interesting European thing. Let's see, FOMC, laggers. I saw this great story. Oh, there's that deindustrialization of Germany. No, that's not it. It's around here somewhere. I saw it. I'll find it. I saw a natural gas thing on there too. It was very interesting on that also. Let me go into the next side. I thought I posted it. Darn. Yeah, it's like it's a private placement, and then when the private placement, it's kind of like a combination of like an IPO, but only, I guess what they call, they have a name for it, something investors, qualified investors only. It's kind of like buying into a hedge fund. That's how a lot of these things get upside down. You end up doing that, and then what happens? They want so much money when they go finally public to get out. They're the only ones that are allowed to sell getting out. It kind of really turns it into a mess. They overprice stocks, and those stocks are, it's very rare for those stocks to go up. It becomes a high, and it hurts them, and so forth and so on. Escobar, U.S. attempts to divide conquer. No, dollar gives question received. No, I don't see it. I can't find the article now. Oh well. If I run across it again, I will talk about it. But it was a very positive sign that that we have that going on. The private placements is starting to get more active, and that's a good thing. All right. From there, I see. Ooh, got a ding from somewhere. Dingy, dingy, dingy. Golf game. Okay. All right. So from there we went to the euro. Let's get the euro up on J4X. And you can see the euro is moving up firmly. The green is above the yellow, showing lots of nice strength. And let's take a look at over chair. Get that mouse going right. There we go. I should not. No more when Benny comes in. I'm not going to be banging this mouse anymore. It'll be dead. Let's see. There's the euro right there. It's in a daily buy. This is the 5th day in a daily buy at its highs. We're piercing the 108s. That's cool. You can see the weekly has the fast moving through the 0 line and the slow pretty much there also. It's very close, and it's only a Wednesday, so it has a good shot at that. Oh, you're on a call. I get it. Now I get it. Sometimes I'm kind of dense, honestly. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever it means. Whatever. Okay. So, as you can see here, the euro is looking fine. Not too high up, but high enough. But I think they're going to, they'll probably go challenge these highs here. They'll probably challenge these highs here, and they'll probably challenge these lows here. We'll probably even get up to that 110 area again. Because now we know that what the inflation number and things are going to look like now for the next couple months. So, and then oil is not exactly rocketing at the moment, which is kind of interesting because we've seen the Canadian, when we get over to that, we've seen the Canadian really act extremely strong against the dollar. And that has to probably be more of the inflation / interest rate than it is about the oil. And that's why it only works like 70% of the time. Now, the two M brick or brick M, should be M brick. The two major stocks in the brick index, the top two, which represents over 70% of the index itself, are rallying very firmly against the dollar now for over a week. Let's see if we can find. Well, we'll go to that. We'll go to the British pound. There's pound. See it here. They're taking out those highs too. They're taking those highs out right there. Let's put it up over here. Bing, 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 bing. Right there. Same thing. Showing lots of strength. And the 82s on the yellow, 83s on the green. Over on J4X, showing lots of life to it. Yummity, yummity, yummity. All right. And then from there, we slide over to the Swiss. Now, Swiss was interesting. They tried to pop it into the buy yesterday. It was now I'm confused. There was a red dot there too with the green, so we didn't declare it in that. I don't think. We'll have to check that out. But it's back underneath the sell side of it, which it's supposed to be doing. And should be going after this stuff again in the 88s. There's not much room for this thing to really rally. It really isn't compared to some of the other products. I mean, this thing has gone from 90 or say 89 to 101 and back down again in a matter of months. So they're probably exhausted from the swinging action. And there, let's put it up on J4X. Right there. You see that pressure on it again there. And the green is at 48 and the yellow is at 47. So there's a little, that's that noise we're both seeing on this. And here, there's a little noise there. We're through the line. This is not there yet, but it probably will be. It's a red hinky ashky. We are red and it's below the line. So this will catch up. And I don't see any particular reason why it wouldn't catch up. In other words, I think that the J4X will follow the Chicago Quant on that one. I don't think it's going to have much hesitation at this point. Especially I guess Powell will speak in the afternoon after he says I'm not raising rates, or we're not pausing. He'll probably tell us that he's not pausing. He just didn't raise rates. I think that's how he'll probably play it out. I'm not pausing. I just didn't raise rates. It kind of goes up there with the transitory philosophy. It's not here to stay. It's going to keep moving, the inflation in July of 21. It's going to keep moving in March of 22. Oh, March of 22, after we're screaming for 2.5 months in March of 21, it's not, we're having problems here, guys. Raise some rates. Finally, they start doing it after they declare it's not transitory. Oh boy, a year and a half later. See you in the morning. Okay. What do we got here? Mountain says, what number do you use for the D on your fast and slow? Okay, so let's go back to that. There we go. There's Mr. Mouse. The slow is, you see it there, 5, 3. I'm not using them, but I just put it in there. And then 3, and then the output is 1 in the levels and 0 on the shift. Width is 1, and the advanced is show the indicator on all periods. Okay? Now we go do that on the fast. And it's the 1 again in the width on the output, and it's 0 on the shift, and levels is width, transparency, and then advanced is just the show the indicator on all periods. Ta-da! Ta-da-da-da! The Manhattan indicator. It's Jar Jar Doc's Manhattan indicator. Woo! Invented by a bunch of physicists building the nuclear bomb. That's why we call it the Manhattan indicator. And then Jimmy Simon, chain-smoking Jimmy, took all that work and put it into his hedge fund. Okay, let's see. I got 10, but I don't think that is the same as yours. 10? 10 what? I don't have 10 on anything. Let's try it again. Edit. There's a slow. There's no 10 in there. Input, no 10. Output, no 10. Levels, no 10. Advanced, no 10. Okay. Same thing on the fast. Inputs 5 and 3. It's the SMA, which is like the slow as the SMA. Levels. So output, you see, is a 1 in the width and 0 in the shift. No 10s. No 10s. Okay. I'll have to see what he's... I don't know what you're looking at. Me confused. Where are you seeing a 10 on yours? Hmm. 10. I don't see a 10. Or maybe you mean 1D? I don't know. You got me confused. All right, I'll keep on talking. And when you have another question, we'll go right back to it again, all right? I'll help you with that. No problem. So let's see, where are we at? We are at Swissies. So from the Swissies, we dance our way over to the yen. That was in a daily buy this morning, I noticed. Euro, dollar yen, right there. Yeah, look at that green. The yellow is at 50. Is that 56? Yeah, 56. And the green is at 71. They're really taking off there. Oh, let's see. Under input. All right. Under input. Headed indicator. Input. I don't see any 10s there. Your J4X shows a 10? Where's the 10 on there? Let me go to the slow. See if they have a 10 there. Under input. No, I don't see any 10s there either. A low high. Price type. No. But no 10. Slow. Well, here's the slow. And I don't see it under the input. How about the output? I don't see it there either. No, I don't see that. See, it's up on the screen. And I'm going to throw... We'll leave that up like that until you take a look at it and compare. And I'm going to go to the J4 Chicago Quant. You see we're second day in the daily buy. It's a little down right now. The thing that really catches my eye is that the fast algorithm on the weekly is trying to break the zero line. But the green is holding up. So we'll see what that's all about. You know, this thing, you know, since it's the fast, it could turn right up again by Friday. So what are your slow input 535? Yeah, right there. 535. You do see that, right? I'm going to move the box around again like that. 535. Or no, I'm sorry, 533. 533. Trying to figure where you're getting a 10 at. I don't see any spot for 10. No, 533. 533. PPI price cool more than expected. I had 10 under that last 3. Okay. No. No, no, no. Cool. All right, and so on Chicago Quant, you can see it's still trying to turn up. It's in a daily buy for a few days, and over on J4X, you can see the same thing. We have strength, and this thing is it's trading at 70 on the green line, and 55 on the slow, the yellow line. Yeah, now we see what the issue is. Okay, that's good. Now you got it fixed. All right. Now from there we go over to. Oh, we start looking from there. What we do is we look at the two major bricks. We look at the South African Rand, which is the second biggest brick in the index, and we look at the first one. We look at the Mexican peso. I can't wait till they're the official in there too. All right, let's put that up there. There's Mexican peso. Boy, it's been gliding down, and that's gaining against the dollar as it goes down. You can see it at is that 15 or 16? That might be 10. The yellow's at 10. The green is at 7. Boy, they are pushing down on that. Let's see. Let's put it up over here. There we go. As you can see there, it's doing the same thing. It's been slow here the last couple of days. And so when you look at this, and we look at the South African Rand, the M brick is basically, been gaining against the dollar. That's 70% of the index, these two currencies, the Mexican peso and the South African Rand. Now let's put the South African Rand up there. ZAR. Still moving down nicely also. And right there. Same thing. Making a nice break in there, showing pressure on it. And what's interesting is that we're not seeing gold lift. At least we weren't earlier. Let's take a look at gold again. And there's gold. Oh, it is lifting. It's up for the day. Okay. But it's in the daily sell still. And it's in that weekly sell. So it's just a dead cat bounce. Dead cat bounce. Yeah, silver and gold went into sells there yesterday. And we're still in those weekly sells. And we were flirting with the weekly buy in silver, and then it rolled over again, too. What else we have here? So that's pretty much the action we're seeing in the South African Rand, which is kind of interesting, in the sense that, gold itself is not rallying that big, but it is rallying, so that's all right, There it is on J4X. It's still in the red there. Just like we're in the red here still. So it's a dead cat bounce. Now, from there, we'll go over to the oil sector. And what we do is we look at the we'll come back to the metals after we finish the last currency. We go to Canadian. So we stick the Canadian dollar in there, dollar CAD, right there. And you can see it's still pressing down. Excuse me. Still pressing down. Okay. And right there, you can see there it's below the triangle. You would assume oil was like up through the roof, but this move is being, I think, no pun intended, fueled or powered by the interest rate situation. I think that's what that is. And that's that example we talk about in the fundamentals, is that there are times where the fundamentals actually jump in and participate in the marketplace. In this case here, they try to keep the currencies, the pairs trades themselves, in some type of envelope or range or channel, so that they can, it's more predictable for commerce. And this way, they try to, in other words, the objective is constantly to keep stability. That's all they're really, that's what quantitative easing is all about, is a consistent stability where, nothing's going too wild at any particular time. So, all right, now from there, it's pretty much, we've done the currencies, haven't we? And what is that? That's it. And let's take a look at the oil market. And so I know that oil was bouncing up this morning at one point. Last 2 days they have. And it's actually trying to get over the zero line. Let's put West Texas over here with the J4X. Right there. Trying to do the same thing. You can see the little green trying to perk up. We got a green right here and a red. It's battling its way up. Where is our lines? There they are. Yellow line's at 26 and the green is at 32. So it's trying to take off, and ours is just on the edge of it. It's at minus 0.9 now. Minus 10. So minus 9, minus 11. So it's just on the edge. And we'll see if there's a little bounce there. And it should be. You would think, just because of the way, the Canadian is trading, you would think automatically that it would have been up to 86, 87, something like that. But that tells us right there why it's doing it. It's doing it because of the interest rates and the inflation. Indeed. Alrighty. From there, where do we go from there? Okay, so that completes the currencies, and I'm going to leave the currencies up, and I'm going to put the Benny's up there just in case he rolls in. I can just go click, one click, and bungo, bango, bango. There we go. And there's Benny's. That's been a real sloppy trade. We're in the sell. It keeps on trying to lift up. It's got the war going on. It's trying to take the profits from the win over here on us. That's why good money management. Yesterday, that was the conversation we had with Benny, didn't we, Robin? Good money management. I'm glad you hit him home with that. Reminded him, stop gambling. We're not here to trade. We're here to make money. Indeed, indeed. So this win is a real sloppy win. But the weekly doesn't seem to be caring. It's still trying to roll over. So We'll have to wait and see what that. There's Ben there. Yo, Ben. Benny and the Jets. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, it's acting incredibly well. I clicked on and heard my name. Yeah, we just thought we were done the currencies, and I thought, okay, let's just put that up over there. All right. So now from there, what's the next place to go to? I guess that's. Let's see. I checked on and heard my. Okay, that's cool. All right. So from there, let's go over to. We were looking at gold, so why don't we just go through the whole gold in the metal sector? So from there, we go to. There's the. That's crude. So let's go to gold again. There's gold, and it's trying to lift up, and we've seen that South African rand roaring. Now let's take a look at the silver right there. Let's put silver up on J4X. Right there. We're in a sell, and it's trying to lift up, and it's flirting with the weekly buy again. And we're always cheering for the silver. Go silver, go, go silver, go. It's just when you think that maybe we found a higher support like 22 or 23, it finds its way back to 21. It's like, no, you got to be kidding me. It's hard to believe we can see this thing in the teens, but we do. It goes there at times. It's like, nah, you got to be kidding me. I'm really stunned when we find it back in the teens. It's like, no, something's malfunctional here. You like that word, malfunctional? Let's see, when's the last time it was in the teens? There it is right there. Back 10 weeks ago. 11 weeks ago. Back in March. It traded as low as 1988. It's like, and then 4 months before that, it traded in the 18s. So like a year ago, it traded in the 17s. It's like, are you kidding me? Every time I see that, I shake my head. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. But they do it. They find a way. It's kind of like the Mandalorian. This is the way. This is the way. We will beat up silver just for the sake, because it's the way. Tea-a-roni. Okay. So now, let's see, where do we go from here? All right, so we did silver. I see copper closed in a daily buy yesterday. And let's see where copper is. Right there. And it's flirting with the weekly buy too. You see that there. And what else can we say about that? I mean, that's a little bit more realistic the way it trades. At least it keeps a nice tight range. From the fours, the mid fours to the low threes, but not below 3. And then from there we slide over to the real canary in the cave, in the coal mine. Coal train. Okay, and there it is right there. You can see we're trading at $979.90 in platinum. Geez, it's trading at a 2-time ratio now with gold. Pfft. Blow a lot of people's minds there. Go to the store, try to buy a platinum ring versus a gold ring, and they want to charge you over the gold price. But when it comes to the futures contract, boy, do they have that thing upside down. Now, it's in a weekly sell, daily sell. It don't care. It's like the honey badger. It don't care. All right. Now, from the next fun place to go to, we start to look at the energies again, like when we were looking at Canadian. In this case, there's July, It's trying to lift. It's look at it. It's +1 on the daily now. +2 on the daily. Weekly still got some work to do, but it's doing it. It's trying. It's at +1. Get rid of that red dot, and we close in +1, and it's no good because we're in a weekly sell. All right, and now let's put it up on J4X, and there it is again. 26 versus 32. Green line turning up. Okay, and back to -4 now. See that right there, -4. And then from there, we go over to Brent. Here's the Brent. Yellow's at 30. The green's at 36. It's not letting go, that's for sure. And let's see what the weekly looks like on Brent. There it is right there. Looks like it's trying to turn up. No, it's kind of sloppy. The yellow's at 49. Oh yeah, the green is at 52. It's trying to turn up, just like well, we're barely turning up over here. You know, look at that. The fast algo is the green line on this because it's a 3 gas 3 because it's that sensitive, and so you can see there, it's pushing up, 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 no up. It's been in a weekly sell for a week now, right there. So we'll see if this is a dead cat bounce too. I don't know. It's so hard to say with this stuff here when it comes to the oil sector. You know, it's got such a high volatility all the time that, you know, $4 or $5 means nothing in that product. And GBP USD. Well, yeah, that's at the top end of its range. Let's see, where's that at? Right there. Top end of its range. There it is there. See that? It's taking out the high right here. See, it took out that high right there. And it's comfortably through. You know, it's comfortably through right there. That's why I told you 2 days ago. It jumped through on Monday. The weekly jumped through the manifold. That's a bullish sign. It's a 99.5% accuracy rate. 99.5. 99.5. That's pretty damn high. You know, compared to our average of 85.5 or 8.5. You know, either way, 99.5 versus 85. Yeah, that's pretty hot stuff. Hot stuff here. Hey, over here, cables, hot stuff. Yep, indeed. All right, now, brown cow. We go to, where do we go to from here? Let's go to. Oh, that's right. That was Benny asking. I was thinking, am I back into currencies again? Well, fire out another currency. We'll go take a look at it while we're in it. And I will wait for you and have a sip of tea instead. And we were just looking at crude oil. And there we have Brent up on J4X. So what we'll do is we'll go to, what's it? Benny says, so it is a when for short. Yeah. No, long. You want to be long it. You want to be long it, not short it. Where did you get the idea to be short it? No. Green line, up, 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 up. Weekly, green line, up, 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 up. No short. Your long cable. BDD and GBP. Yes, GBP USD. You want to be long it, not short it. That's what I was saying on Monday when it jumped through there on Monday. I was like, this thing's going to take off, especially with it being in a daily buy too. It was scrumptious. Yum. What about GBP-JPY? Let's check it out. GBP-JPY right there. That's been in a weekly buy for a while. Went into the daily buy right here. Let's put that line in there. Steal this line right there. Just move it over like that. Yeah, went into the buy right there. And it's been a win-win-win. That's the win. That's the win. This was the win. This is the way. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way. Lots of wins. Win, 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 win. Indeed. Yes. Be long or be wrong. Me and my voices. We can talk to Robin about the voices too. We played with our voices in the trading pits for a multitude of reasons. To get recognized on a particular trade, or everybody's standing around bored, not listening, and you start to make odd noises, and so forth and so on. So the old heads would always think we're nuts when we do that stuff. They're crazy. Just make a bed. Put your offer out there. Yeah, so you can take it. Doc, the service you offer on your website is the same as you use on here, correct? The graph, correct. But we're writing a right now. We're in the middle of more live product. We're very close to that. At this point, all we have to do is find a way of locking it. That's what's going on there. And Robin and my son are trying to figure out exactly how they want to play that. We're listening to Robin. We take Robin's direction out of it all in the end. I mean the graph. Yes, the same math. Exactly. The same math. Now, where do we go from there? I think Robin has a deal. You subscribe now, and he does something favorable for you for the subscription people that are already in. Something like a grandfather thing or something. I don't know. You have to talk to him about that. Talk to him. Something fell on the floor. Where'd it go? I saw something fall on the floor. What did I drop? That's not it. All right. From there. Okay. From there, where were we looking at? We were looking at Brent and so forth. If you can, someone help me understand it. Oh, definitely. Talk to Robin. And yeah, he's very fast at helping out new subscribers. Very fast. And you get a chance to talk to me live on the webinar here. So, that's the way it works. Exactly. All right. So, from there, where do we go from there? Oh, yeah, I'm still stuck in the energy area. That's what it is. So let's go over to it. But, Benny, if you want to see something on the screen, just let us know. We'll go right back to it. Let's see. I want to put natural gas up. Boy, natural gas has been lifting again in Europe. It's like, oh, man, can't they find a way of getting some cheaper natural gas? Let's see, where is that? Nat gas, right there. You see, it is lifting up, the nat gas. Natural gas. Right there. And there's the natural gas. It's flirting. Oh, that's right. It closed in a daily buy yesterday. The weekly's still on the sell. It's on the edge. So we're kind of trapped. You don't really want to take the long unless you're in an option. And I'm not sure. I was looking at something else, an ETF, and trying to see if it led the marketplace. And just trying. I mean, natural gas. Our math picks up natural gas very well, but just trying to find. Even I'm always researching. I am the ongoing research project. Always researching. That's why Robin calls me in the middle of the day. During the day or something, we'll be talking, and it's like, all I want to do is get back to what I was just looking at math wise. It's like, it's my natural tendency is to constantly work on this stuff. It's like my brain is always on, let's see if we can make it better. Let's make it better. That's what I always think in my head. Let's make it better. Let's prove it better. Okay. So there's the natural gas. You can see that strength. You can see the same thing over on J4X. J4X, it's the green is at 66, the yellow at 57. You see here we've been through the zero line for a couple of days now. This is the second day, actually, just going on the second day. But we just need this weekly to get alive. Let's see what the weekly looks like over on J4X too. And there it is right there. It's trying to get going. Yellow is at 40. Woo. Yellow is at 40, and the green is at 27. So they're not. No wonder mine's. Look at the Chicago Quant. Look at that. No wonder the Chicago Quant is like, not really happy about the idea to get going. Dollar yen. Yeah, I'll show you dollar yen. We just looked at it. I was surprised it's showing the strength again when everybody else is trying to go down. Right there. It is down now from yesterday, but it's in a daily buy for a second day. Let's steal one of these buys. There it is right there. So you see it's something's, I'm not sure what's going on in Japan. We have a new president of the Bank of Japan, and he says he's really going to be very aggressive for the next year at looking at everything. That's what he says. He's gonna really dissect everything he said. So I don't know. It's a very interesting situation there. Got my eye, and obviously you can see it here. The yen dollar pairs trade has really set a higher bar. I thought for sure they would go back and visit the 125. Got the 128. It stopped. It's definitely there's something going on there. There's no doubt about that. There's something going on. And it doesn't seem like they want to let go. They really don't. All right. So there's the yen. Let's move that line up. You can see here the fast is dropping underneath the zero line on the weekly. So. Benny says, Doc, can you please help me understand something? When we are in a daily buy for a whole week, does it then become a weekly buy, or how does it work? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, and that's why we make them work together. In other words, we don't statistical trade. We don't take a trade on the long side, or suggest a trade, or identify a trade, or try to figure out a trade without it being in a weekly and a daily together. When they're in a weekly and a daily together, they have a natural tendency. And what you want to do is you want to initiate when you're in a daily sell and a weekly buy, and then it slides back into the daily buy. Okay, so here's a good example. Right here, I'm going to throw some little squares up to identify it for you. So you can see right there. Goes into a daily sell. We're in a weekly buy right there. And then it goes back into a daily buy, and what happens, depending on the vehicle and how you did it, it's a incredibly great trade. Okay? Now let's go take a look at another one. We'll use that box again. It goes into a sell, and then let's move that over here. It goes into the buy right there. It's in a weekly buy. The only thing that always catches my curiosity is when I see one of the on the weekly, one of them roll over. But still, with good money management, in the end result, you come out of that as a winner or flat and only giving up a little of this or none of it and making a little bit. And now it's doing it again here. It's going into the buy. And now we have the weekly fast one underneath. So we're kind of concerned. But if you're using the right vehicle, you know, this is a buying opportunity at the moment. It's a when. And it'll probably turn up again. And that's what the odds are. And that's how we use the system. And it was the same way. Let's move this one over to, let's get rid of that like that. I'll remove it and put a new one up over here. When it finally got into the weekly buy, the first weekly buy, or the daily buy right there was that day. Closed there. And you can see it was a winner chicken dinner over a 2-day period. Or, yeah, 2-day period. And then it starts to back off. So the idea is once you make some money, you take some of it off. And then from there you have a stop and you're protecting yourself. Now if you're in a bull spread or something like that in options or bull binary, you know, you take some off. And at the same time you're not anywhere near at risk as if you're along the hard delta itself. See? How do you know when to leave? When you made money. If you're making money, sell some of it. In other words, you never go broke taking a profit. What you do is you go broke trying to make too much money out of something. There's never too much. Never worry about too much. Forget about too much. Just take a profit. That's the answer to it all. And using the right vehicle or stops. Currencies are not bad for stops, okay? Because they're a 24-hour market, constantly trading. But in equity markets, stock markets in particular, stops are horrible because there's such a lag. So in other words, it closes at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time wherever, you know, the close of the day, and then the next day it opens up again at like 8 or 9 or 7 in the morning or whatever, you know, 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning. And so it can be way out of whack. So you don't want to use stops unless you're intraday trading. And even then I'm leery of a stop. So, you know, to me it's options, married options to the stock, you know, concepts like that. All right, and then from there, let's see, so there's the yen, and it's doing a when right now. And, you know, it's not very pretty at the moment. And maybe, you know, it should start to curve and hold up in here. And if it doesn't, then it's a loss. And if it's in a bull spread, it's not that much pain. You can turn it in. You can take a bull spread and turn it into a bear spread. You know, if you get into a sell situation. You can sit there and let the decay try to help you out. You know, that type of thing. All right. From there, let me think. Where do we go from there? Does that make any sense to you, Benny? Okay, cool. Cool. I would say this, just statistically, you only have a big hit maybe every 5 or 7 trades. The rest of them are nice little wins and give an opportunity to take a profit. And a lot of people try to hit home runs, or if you're playing cricket, a sixer, or if it's, you know, American football, you know, you want to you know, it's like, you know, massive amount of touchdowns out of nowhere. Or in, you know, English soccer or English football, it's, you know, it's 1-0. You're shooting for 5-0. In essence, what happens is some traders make a mistake and think you're going to win the game 6-0 every time. Just because you had one good game, you think you're going to win all of them at 6-0. It's not going to happen. It's, you know, it's more likely the rest of them are going to be like, you know, 1-1 and 2-1 and things like that. Every so often you get an explosion, and so you can see on this particular product we finally got the explosion. You made money off the first one. You got in line for the second one. It was a small win right here. Let's move that over like that. There's the small win right there. And again, it comes down to the money management stuff. It got higher for the next 2 days, and then you get a third bite of the apple, and that's the big win. Okay, just happens to be that way you play it, and then it goes back into slow again. So I mean, that's what the problem is. People get in there, they think they get a technical tool, and they're going to get a big win out of them every time. It has to be very active to do that, extremely active. Thank you. Honestly, I really appreciate that. Okay, and that's my issue. I never close profits, and then I end up losing. One of those, the concept for a long time, okay, for decades, maybe a couple hundred years actually, there used to be a saying on Wall Street, and I think it was used around the world, and it used to be, let your profits run, okay? Well, in an age of options, the volatility has changed dramatically since 1976. And when options became listed, legalized options, it changed the complexion. Letting something run in our times is not the same as when Dobb and all those old-fashioned guys were there. Now, long-term investors can take a good stock and dollar cost average in it, month after month, week after week, quarter over quarter, year over year. They're watching the company. They're staring at the company. They got the company under a microscope all the time. And when something changes, they'll go sell some calls against their long position. They may even buy puts if they think something's wrong. And then if it falls out of their philosophy, then they get rid of the stock and go find the next one on the bench that's set to go, that they've been staring at like a chemistry event underneath a microscope. So the idea that you start to make money, you're going to let it run on a short-term trade of a couple days is not very healthy. It'll hurt you because the volatility nowadays is way too high. Let me express it in dollar terms. In the days before listed options, a stock could go up $0.50 in a year, or $1. That's it. After listed options, a stock goes up $1 in an hour. Not a year, $1 a day, $1 a minute sometimes, depending on the stock. Totally different volatility. So in other words, you have to readjust the concept of letting your profits run. That has to be readjusted. Yeah, so that's what it comes down to, is that the volatility is so aggressive now. And now we have quantitative easing. It's even more crazier. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Markets are getting ready to open. This is Doc from North America saying happy trails to you until we meet again, which will be tomorrow on Thursday. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.